Greetings, viewers. So if you're just tuning in, my name is Derek Pennington. My wife is Alyssa Pennington. We have a farming company called Pennington Market Farm. We sell various farm products at the Manassas Farmers Market on Saturdays, and we've been doing that since June of 2019. So we sell usually microgreens, potted herbs, eggs. We have chicken eggs and duck eggs, lettuce mix, and then we've been doing baked goods recently in the past, since maybe June of this year. And so we just finished up our last farmers market for 2021 back on the 20th of November. We have two more dates for 2021 for our farm stand. It's a roadside self-serve farm stand at our property, and that's coming up on December 4th and December 5th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. both days, and we'll have a sampling of things at our stand. And you can go to our website, www.pennmarketfarm.com, PENN for details on where the farm stand is and other information. Anyway, thanks for watching. So got some time lapses here. We've been doing a lot of time lapses recently for our videos. It's just easier to set the camera up and go do your thing rather than film and try to come up with content, right? So this was a bird move we did. So we move our birds every month. We have 3 pens that we keep them in. We keep them in one pen at a time. We have 3 pens that we rotate them through, and that's on a monthly basis. So back on September 12th, we were moving them from the center pen to that pen on the right. We have about 30, might be 33, 34 birds now. We've had some issues this year. I think just generally speaking, the flock has been getting older. And so egg production is slightly down. And meanwhile, all this supply chain stuff with COVID, so feed costs are a little bit higher this year. So the combination overall, dollars per hour for birds has been down this year. So we've been trying to improve things. So we got rid of some roosters and male ducks, drakes, back in the summer. We had 8 and we got rid of 4 of them. So, male ducks and chickens don't really lay a lot of eggs. So we're hoping that helps things there. We've also started a program I don't know when this was. This could have been maybe June. A person came to our stand at the farmer's market, and it turned out he was the CEO of a local food bank operation, offering to hook up farmers with food banks to use their scrap food as feed for their animals. Anyway, we started talking to this guy, and he told us the whole situation, and we said we'd be up for it. So we're actually working with the House of Mercy in Manassas. We pick up buckets of scrap food and we feed it to our birds. It's a supplemental thing, right? I mean, the amount of food is not enough to sustain them by itself. But we're hoping it helps offset costs a little bit. And meanwhile, the food isn't going to waste. We're actually able to use it, and it's on us to go pick it up. So it's hopefully a win-win scenario there. And we've been doing that for maybe a couple of months. We're trying to improve the bird situation. We also did get some additional chicks and baby ducks to help try to boost egg production when we get to the spring. It's going to take them maybe 6 months to start laying again. So here we're putting end walls on our tomato hoop house. So it says October 3rd, so the weather was starting to cool off and production was starting to slip. So we wanted to see what, putting end walls on, if that would help trap the heat in And now as I'm recording this, it's November 30th, so I can say, in hindsight, since then, it has helped. It helped a lot. We put these on, and within another week or so, the tomatoes were actually producing more. Even despite it being even later in the season, we were getting more out of the hoop house than we were before. So eventually, when the frosts came, that was enough to put a stop to the whole thing. Once the frost hits, the plants basically die. And at night, the hoop house is definitely warmer during the day, but at night, the air temperature more or less will match the outside air temperature, because there's no sun to kind of create that greenhouse effect. So the frost does take effect, despite it being a hoop house. But yeah, I mean, overall, this was a beneficial thing to do, putting these end walls on. So you see, it's a fairly simple setup. We just have a big sheet of plastic. We cut it down the middle, and then we put the channel lock and wiggle wire on those edges there, just as something hard to drill into, and then have holes that you could secure each little door to the opposite door. And so yeah, we do both sides, and I have a center post that I hammer down into the ground as an additional something for the doors to anchor to. This is sort of an evolving thing, it's not the most secure, and it's also, there's a gap there, right? Because we cut the plastic right down the middle, which is fine, but then when you add in this channel lock and wiggle wire, it pulls the plastic apart, and so you end up with a 3-4 inch gap right down the middle of the end wall for air to pass through. And so it's not ideal. It's it's definitely beneficial, but it's something that we can definitely improve on. So that's good. Always looking for ways to improve with any of this farming stuff. Anyway, I guess we got, okay, so now I'm drilling in the center posts. So it's just a piece of chain link fence top rail. I think it's maybe 2 feet long. So these were like the scrap pieces back when I was building the hoop house. It took 3 10-foot pieces to create a single hoop. But I ended up with about 2 feet of scrap that I just had laying around. So why not hammer that in the ground and use it? So I put about 1 foot into the ground and 1 foot above ground, and drill a hole through the top of it, and then I can run a chain from each hoop house door to that center post to try to anchor it. But yeah, that's about going to do it for today's video. Appreciate you all watching. It's been a great season. This is pretty much the end of our 2021 season, but we're looking forward to more to come. We're coming back in March of 2022. Thanks a lot.